Good morning.
Morning, Doc.
Oh, so sorry ha. Kay kahumang kolot meeting pala department na mo. Nag-feedback ako liwatan akon ano to anamon meeting liwat conference dito Hotel de Fedis last Monday and yesterday. So doro kakuan ka hectic. And then supposed to be last Monday in klase naton but then I was not able to deliver my lecture because of that conference we had last Monday. So na may tatabo titigdaon ko tigda iton itong topics. Actually, with regards to medical mycology, this is a one-semester subject. Tapos hihimuon lahin to hours. Diba? So, itong mga medtechs makakakuha ninin relate. Itong one-semester subject, tapos hihimuon lahin to hours. Tapos, aside from the introduction, ma-discuss gihapon ako kung supposed to be tag 80 slides na cutaneous, subcutaneous, and systemic mycosis. So, ganyan kamo ito kakuan. Kaya man mahuway gad kita hining kung diri na naton kaya. By the way, congratulations for the results of your first bi-monthly exams. Very good ang performance in damo and line of 8 and 9. Very good. So to start with the lecture, so we have the introductory part of the medical mycology. When you say mycology, we are dealing here with the science that deals with the study of fungi. Okay, so what are the characteristics of fungi? These are eukaryotic cells. So this is also fungi are organisms that are provided with the different cell organelles that are needed for life. So they lack the chlorophyll, and they have cell walls and filamentous structures and produce spores or conidia. So they grow as saprophytes and decompose dead organic matter. Okay, so this is just for the purpose of showing to you the phylogenetic position of medically significant fungi. So from the class order down to the genus or specific species of the fungi. So this is for the purpose of showing to you the phylogenetic position. So to what phyla they belong, down to the specific species of the organism. Okay, so i-run down tala ininhiya. This will not be asked in the exam. So we have the different phyla of fungi. Okay. So when we discuss the topics about mycology, we classify the organism according to the clinical presentation of the disease that is caused by the fungi, specifically the pathogenic ones. So when we describe the disease entities, they are classified according to where they are located. So those that cause the cutaneous, subcutaneous, or systemic mycosis, and those that are labeled as opportunistic fungi. So with regards to cutaneous, we have the different mycosis. So we have Taenia, Pedra, then Candidosis, and Dermatophytosis. For the subcutaneous, of course, these involve the deeper tissues now. So we have the chromoblastomycosis, the sporotrichosis, the mysotoma, and the phaeohypomycosis. And then we have those that cause the systemic mycosis. We have aspergillosis, blastomycosis down the line, up to this trichosporonosis. And then the opportunistic ones, we have the aspergillus, candidosis, cryptococcus. Then we have the also sound species that belonging to the Trichosporum that causes also the trichosporonosis. Okay. Aside from the clinical classification of your fungi, they can also be grouped according to its morphology. So when you say filamentous fungi, basically they occur only as they don't have the yeast form. So we have examples, the dermatophytes, then the genus Zygomycetes malassezia 44 is a specific species. Then we have the aspergillus, and those that have only the yeast form are Candida species and Cryptococcus specific species, usually implicated in some CNS infections. And then both the filamentous and the yeast form. They are termed as the dimorphic fungi. And example of this, we have the blastomyces, histoplasma, coccidoides, then paracoccidoides, and sporotrix. So these are some of the genus that have the dimorphic morphology. Okay, so there are forms, morphologic forms of your fungi. We have the yeast form. So they are characterized to be unicellular, and they are characterized to be reproduce out from through budding or fission process. So each cell of the yeast contains the single nucleus. Then we have the filamentous fungi. Basically, they are called as such as filamentous because of the characteristic hyphae, this one. So they in contrast to your yeast form, the filamentous are said to be multicellular with branching tubular cells. So its hypha is this when they merge, they group into masses of hypha, they are called as mycelium, or the kung damo na, they are referred to as mycelia. So the masses of hyphae or hypha is mycelium, then a group of mycelium is now called the mycelia. And this one, meaning the globular configuration. Okay, then we have the so-called dimorphic fungi. So they are called as such dimorphic because they have both the yeast and the mycelial forms, depending now on the environmental conditions. So we have the parasitic or pathogenic forms. They are um, the one that are present in tissues or exudates or cultures in rich medium, incubated usually at 37 degrees centigrade. And the parasitic or the pathogenic form occur in yeast form. So when these dimorphic fungi are already located in your body or in vivo, they occur as yeast form. So that describes the dimorphic fungi. So when they are present now in nature and best grown at uh, 25, this is not percent, but 25 degrees centigrade, they exist as filamentous or mycelia. So in dimorphic fungi, when they are cultured at 37 degrees centigrade, they occur in yeast form. But if they are present in the environment, they exist as filamentous. So the conversion to yeast form appears to be essential for the pathogenicity of the dimorphic fungi. So meaning uh, the pathogenic counterpart of the dimorphic fungi is the yeast form. Okay, so just like in any eukaryotic cell, the fungi are provided with cellular structures, and these include your cell wall, the cell membrane, and in the cytoplasm, you can appreciate some cellular organelles such as your endoplasmic reticulum, the nuclei, the nucleoli, then some storage granules, and the mitochondria. So it is similar to eukaryotic cells. Okay, so this is just a schematic representation of the eukaryotic cell showing the different cellular organelles. Okay, so